you so much for coming and doing this with me.
Absolutely. This just sounded like so much fun.
This is Dana, and that is Dooley back there.
This is Dooley.
Dana, I gotta go girl fan on you real quick and tell you I just love you. I love watching you. How long have you been crocheting and how did you get started?
So I used to spend the summers with my dad in, another part of Oregon. And I had a friend down the street. Her name was Mary Lane. And she was such a sweetie. And I went over to visit her one day and she was crocheting. And I'm like, oh, show me how to do that. And she did. And it didn't dawn on me until, I was an adult. She gave me yarn and a hook, to go home with, so over the winter, when I went back to school, we were expecting a colt, and I thought I was going to make a baby blanket out of that for a colt, but it was a continuous granny square. And looking back at the way that thing looked, I know now that that thing was a hot mess. That was the worst thing ever. And but how wonderful. And I wish I could find Mary Lane Gallegos from the Dalles, Oregon, because she was such a good friend to me. And I love that she taught me to crochet.
How did you get started on YouTube?
Well, back in this little town of Emmett, Idaho that I was living in, I got together some gals from church and some friends from around town, and I got them organized to where we were meeting once a week at the basement of the church. We had coffee and treats and gossip and lies and lots of yarn, and I was driving truck, and I was watching a lot of YouTube videos and was really starting to watch more crochet videos, and I was just missing those ladies and those friendships we had. And I thought, I might have something to offer. I might be able to do something similar via YouTube. I've done a lot of things with YouTube in the years past. My horse training business, years ago in Colorado, I used YouTube. And I decided I would like to organize some crocheters again to create my own little community on YouTube. I missed my friends, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I'm so happy that I did. What a great little community this is.
So what is it? Is the community, the sense of community that keeps you coming back day in and day out, even when you've been
Absolutely. It's the friends, and I so have this drive to help new crocheters and to help people, who have kind of gotten in a rut. They've hit that point, okay, I can do this, but there's an expansion. We can go on and maybe learn how to do show quality pieces, whatever your goals are, and with your stitches. That is, as far as the crochet part of it goes, I love helping people develop their next step wherever they are.
You're a motivator.
I love being a motivator.
That is amazing.
I love it.
That is amazing.
And YouTube is such a great platform. I mean, no social media is perfect, but I love YouTube. I have utilized YouTube, like I said, for horse training and for so many things. And you can look up anything you want. Anything. It's great.
That is absolutely right. So tell me a little bit about your day job, because you drive this truck and do this plus then your YouTube channel.
Yes, I do it from my truck. Doing all this crocheting and driving, and this This is my 2019 international. It actually belongs to the company. Her name is Fiona the Ogre. And Dooley and I are very comfortable in here. About 2.5 years ago, well, closer to 3 years ago, I decided that I was going to get my CDL. And the process I went through, I went and took all the tests. And so now I have a permit, and I'm like, now what do I do? Okay, so I went to the Department of Labor, which is like in some states it's called the unemployment office. And I said, hey, can I get a grant to go to truck driving school? And that guy, his name was Charlie, he worked, and he called me up one day and he said, tomorrow morning you need to be at truck driving school because you got your grant. And here's the thing, my husband wanted to stop working overseas and come back home and start driving truck. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that. But the day that I started truck driving school was our anniversary.
Oh,
I know.
and he's been gone how long?
He's been gone since December of 2011. Yeah. So
That's very tough.
it just seemed like it was meant to be for me to start driving truck.
And my heart just goes out to you. You have found your yarn community.
I just can't express how wonderful this community is.
We're going to talk about truck driving for just a minute.
Okay.
World War II, if you think back to World War II, when all the men went to war, women went to work in the factories.
Right.
In modern day, men are going into the IT industry. You don't see them going into the trucking industry or some of the industries that they used to. And so women are stepping in, and in my opinion, they're stepping in and filling these gaps. And you have done that. You've been such an inspiration.
Well, thank you. There are more and more women every day. And what I really love seeing is these women who are coming out of kind of a social climate, where they're growing up, inner city kind of thing, where there are not a lot of options. But those gals are learning how to drive truck.
Isn't that amazing?
They're getting out and into something that gives them confidence and independence.
Amazing. So
yes.
You said you're an inspiration to
Oh,
on my very first guest on Bedtime Yarn Tales. I've told everyone. I've not been
well, I have been watching your videos.
Oh, thank you.
I love them.
Talk to me about your YouTube channel. What are your goals for 2021? What do you want to see happen with your channel?
So I want to, I have my playlist that I'm very slowly building of the crochet skills development course, where I'm doing it as assignments. This year is, teaching them not only how to do a granny square and how to put that together, but what the history of the granny square really is.
Right.
And I love doing giveaways. And also my channel, is also a vlog of my travels and my job and my dog. So I really want to develop, hopefully I will find more inspirational designs to do tutorials on. I just feel like, I get these ideas as I'm driving down the road, and I got to use voice today, blah, to make notes on this, blah, that I want to present these, blankets and designs as inspiration. I love doing that. And my other channel, my Dana Two Ponies channel, it's purely informational, and it's turned out to be a wonderful tool to share information with my Amway team and those who have questions about the business. I never thought, in years past, to actually use YouTube for my Amway business, but it has turned out between YouTube and Zoom, I am not missing a beat being out on the road. I'm still able to build my business. So anybody who has questions about the business, all they have to do is bring it up, and there's a playlist right there. And I would love if people would check that out. It's called Dana Two Ponies.
So, and do you have a website also, or do you use strictly?
I do. It's Amway.com/Dana Two Ponies.
And I'll be sure and put that in the description box when I.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's spelled out TWOPONIES.
So one of the things I love about your channel, one of the ones that I love to watch was the Crochet Wars that you had.
Oh yes,
that was great. I love
Laura. I love Laura, and we had so much fun. She would wake up in the morning and she would text me and tell me what a loser I am.
Which is so far from the you're
I know, and I'm like, and then we started that, I started telling her, you're so pretty when you're losing.
We're getting close to Thanksgiving. What
does
Dana and Dooley's household look like at Thanksgiving?
Looks just like this.
I figured you'd say.
This is it.
So
when I did have, a place, I mean, I do stay at mom's, but, I like putting up little pumpkins, and I like to decorate it's my favorite time of year to decorate and do anything. I love fall, love it. And I love Thanksgiving, but, I really don't have a place to do that now. I do have some like fall harvest Febreze in the cupboard up here, and I start spraying that around. But this is what my house looks like at Thanksgiving.
At least have to send you some Scentsies. A little better than the.
Oh yes, love those. I love those. Yeah,
Scentsies, excellent. I don't know if it sells that anymore. If we have anybody on here that sells it, feel free to put a comment in. Tell us where to get it.
Right. Let's get some Scentsy moving. Yeah.
So do you do Black Friday shopping, or have you ever?
Back growing up, I would always hit the department store sock sale, but I really don't. I don't do a lot of shopping. I'm on a budget because, I'm trying to finally save up for retirement, and I get sometimes little emergencies that make me have to start over on that, which I've had to do recently. So I don't have the time or the money to spend on a lot of things that go on sale on Black Friday.
Well, I've thrown that question in because I've had this mental image of you driving up in a truck like fall with all those thousands of cars and parking and saying, move over.
Right. I know. Hobby Lobby's having sales.
Yard sale.
That's right.
Goodness, Dana, you are so fun. So how can I help you? I know one of your big projects, one of the things that your heart is really in is for disabled vets. And my husband, but my husband's a disabled vet. He was in, oh my gosh, Desert Storm.
Mm-hmm.
How can I help you help them? Do you have anything in mind, any ideas on what you want to do with that?
Well, I, of course, am doing the Bomb Dog blanket drive / giveaway. And I think it's wonderful that my husband served in Desert Storm. My biggest concern is for veterans. We have homeless veterans, and we have veterans in care facilities who some of them really don't have any interaction with anybody other than who's in the home. They've kind of been forgotten. The blanket drive and giveaway is meant to gather a few things this year for veterans. My mom suggested, because her and I were both born and raised in the Dalles, Oregon, that I contact I've put it out there for people to send things for me to donate in December to a veterans organization. I discussed maybe the VFW post, but she suggested the Oregon Veterans Home in the Dalles, Oregon, where we both grew up.
That would be
And
yeah.
yes, so I will be making contact with them soon. People have been emailing me, can I send slippers? Well, absolutely you can send slippers. When I organized kind of a lap blanket drive for the veterans a few years ago, there were 4-Hers, you know, who needed to do a community project. They did those tie fleece blankets.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, twin size blankets would be great. Slippers, hats, gloves, socks, any kind of gift, really.
And maybe there's a way that we can start teaching veterans how to crochet.
Oh, I think they'd like that.
Keep them busy. And if we find some manly things, I've been teasing my husband, you know, he really needs to learn how to do this, because if he ever picks it up, there will be no stopping him. I mean, it's the military in him. If he ever figures it out and decides he wants to do it, people are going to have blankets and hats all over the world because
right. Yes.
But wouldn't it be really interesting if we could find some things like maybe paracord that we could crochet with
You're right.
to teach them how to make things like the bracelets or things that might mean something. I'm trying to throwing some ideas out. I'm thinking, Dana, between the two of us, we've got to be able to come up with a way, not just to provide them those gifts, but also to provide them a means to stay busy.
Right. And that's a great point. A means to, you know, another thing we can do for them. I do. There's something I've never really put out there when it comes to our military. My husband did 2 tours in the Navy, and then he became an overseas contractor. And there are all of our overseas contractors are former military, and they spend a lot of holidays alone overseas. And I think it would be great to organize something at one point to send things and do things for those contractors, especially during the holidays when they're overseas.
Right.
Not all of them get care packages or really the appreciation that they deserve. So military contractors are heavy on my heart right now.
So that is such a valid and wonderful point, because when things are in the media, when they're in the news, you see so many people doing drives and sending things. But when that kind of fades away, it's almost like COVID. You see COVID in the news and everybody's
right.
And then the election takes kind of hold and it gets in the news, and we almost forget about those people who are still suffering. And so
right.
we've got to put our heads together and figure out a way to do something with this.
I think so. I think that'd be great.
That's going to be my 2021 plan.
Okay.
Get with you and see if you can come up with some brilliant ideas.
Right. I think that's a great idea. I'm excited.
So I have a little video, if I can share my screen. Let me see.
Oh, look at those babies. Look at those babies. Oh, look at them. Oh, honey.
Lulu, are you going to ignore me?
This is my
That's
little one.
Lucy Lou ignoring me. She's my sleeper. She snores in through all my videos. And that's Kelly Sue. She's my little girl that's hyper.
I just had to show you because you said you watch my videos and you'll hear weird snoring in the background.
I've heard the snoring.
That is Lucy Lou, and she is my baby. And
they are wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. That is great.
They were feeling left out, you know. So that was my show and tell for you for the day. I wanted to, for this Bedtime Yarn Tales, since you're my first guest ever, I wanted to tell you, run a couple ideas past you. I wanted to show you like 5 crochet items that I found on Facebook that somebody had done that was their pattern or something, and have you look at those and then award a winner each week and send some yarn to that individual. But I've not been getting very many people who I've sent like the messages saying, hey, I'd like to show, and nobody has responded. So
Really?
yeah, I was rather disappointed. So if you might keep that in the back of your mind, if you think of something, because I want to be able to highlight some of those people who don't have YouTube channels, who are, you know, maybe even beginners that make something. I saw the other day a lady on there who made a purse that looked like a peacock, and it was just gorgeous. And it's her passion.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
And so
I love that, because let me tell you what I love about that. You're honoring your subscribers. You know, you are honoring those people who don't have content up on their YouTube channel, who are just, they're watching our videos, and they've been honoring us by subscribing to us, and you're honoring them. And I love that. That is the right mindset.
that's what I'm hoping if subscribers watch this. If people watch this, they'll say, oh, I want to send a picture to Crochet by Night Designs.
Yes.
I might be on next week, and I might get some yarn, you know, and
Right.
show me some amazing things you've done, you know.
So are you having them show these things to you on you've got your Facebook page?
We've got, my Facebook page only has a few people on it. I don't really do a lot of Facebook, but I went in,
Yeah.
there's a lot of Facebook sites, crochet sites that I'm a member of, that where I see people who have just such wonderful things. But I like the idea of maybe just making it subscribers. So if they see this, they send in to Crochet, and I'll just give you the email. It's crochetbynightdesigns@gmail.com,
Right.
and I'll put that in the discussion. But they can send pictures, and that way we can select a winner every week and send them, you know, a few skeins of yarn, you know, just to.
Oh my goodness. I think that's great. I wish I could do that. I find it hard to pull this truck into a post office.
If I can get subscribers to send me pictures, maybe you can be the judge for me.
Okay.
What do you
Yes. I love that. I love that idea. And I love seeing these people, you know, we have subscribers. I mean, they blow my mind sometimes. You know, there's a lot of them, you know, don't comment very much, and they're just, you know, kind of hanging with us all this time. And then all of a sudden you see one of their projects, and they're amazing artisans. I mean, they are crochet ninjas. And they
are.
and I love to see what they're making. I think we could have a lot of fun with this.
I have a student who, well, she's no longer a student. She graduated with her degree. I said something about, I'm having the extension office come in. They're going to teach you how to sew some things. And she said, I already know how to sew. And I said, you're kidding me. And she said, do you mind if I help others? I was like, no, please. So students made, because I can crochet, girl, but I cannot sew very well. And don't ask me to cook. I'll just, you know, you've seen my stuff. Do not ask me to cook. But anyway, so they were making these, the OSU Extension Office was helping them make blankets with their pictures on, kids' pictures and stuff on it. It was the photo blankets. And
yes.
we started sewing them for them, and I was just shocked. And who knew? Because she was so introverted and so quiet, no one knew she had this talent. And
right,
she had lost both her parents and had taken care of them, you know, while they were going suffering. And she had this talent that her mom had taught her, and she came in, and it was just so heartwarming and so amazing. The young lady, I just could not believe that she had this talent. So our subscribers are the same way. They have so many talents, and it doesn't necessarily have to be crochet.
Right.
I want to interview all kinds of crafters. And I got a comment the other day, not in public. It was a separate comment that said, I'm not sure if I like being called a crafter. I'm
really?
a fiber artist.
Okay, we're fiber artists.
the term crafter because to me that means you've made something, you know.
Right.
And so
Right.
I'm not, and just since you're getting to know me, I'm not going to change the way I do things or how I am for anybody.
Right.
I am.
Right.
I am. I'm Popeye. You get what you get, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Life has weighed me down for so many years that with this YouTube channel and the current job that I have, I've been able to find myself again. I'm like,
Right.
I appreciate everybody that watches and I appreciate the comments. I love the comments. I'm now at the stage where when I put out a new video, I watch the comments for certain people because they're always so cool when they comment. And so
Yes.
the one from I think it was last night that I put on, I was looking and there was a particular subscriber that hadn't commented yet. And I'm like, she didn't comment. Oh no.
I do the same thing. Yes.
She liked it. Her self-esteem sometimes from those who are watching, and you know, and I've only done it a couple months, but I'm very grateful for everybody who's been watching.
Yeah. And you know, I have to say that, you know, after you asked me if I would do this interview with you, I went and started watching some of your videos, and you have very rich, valuable content. You have something to offer these people, and I really enjoy your videos. I think you're doing a great job. Yeah, I see videos go up just for the sake of putting a video up, and I'm, you know, to me it seems like there should be an offering to these people who have taken time out of their day to watch us.
Well, and
you know,
I'm getting something out of it. You know,
right? I am too.
Time somebody comments or watches the video or hits like, I get something out of that. So I feel like I really want to give something back. And so the giveaways are my favorite. You know, I think it's most people's favorite. I'm very lucky to have a husband who loves to buy me things. And so when he buys me things, I get to give them away, and then I don't have him here hoarding them, as he calls it. So that's all right.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's his way of giving back too, because he knows it makes me happy.
Right.
So the giveaways are wonderful, but I really, really hope that subscribers start sending in pictures of things that they have completed. And if it's not their pattern, if they just tell me whose pattern it is that they have, because so many things. I mean, we talked about this. You were helpful when we talked about, and I had the video that said questions for fellow crafters, because you know, legitimately, what can you show? Because tutorials are my favorite. I would do a tutorial every day and twice on Sunday if I could, but I don't want to do something that would, you know, be plagiarism in some way.
Well, and I am not an expert on that. You know, Bonnie Bay Crochet, Bonnie, if you reach out to her, she will help you. She is a sweetheart, and she will answer those questions knowledgeably. To me, you know, whether I can get away with something legally or not isn't the question.
Right.
I don't want to disrespect somebody.
Amen.
Really.
Yep.
You know, so I have been trying to figure out some more original ideas. And like my 2-layer Afghan idea, it's not 100% original. It's coming from the creative grandma, the way she does her Tunisian. I'm not going to do it in Tunisian, but I want to do it similar to the way she does. But I wouldn't do that without saying, hey, this is where I got the idea.
So,
you know,
I'm going to show you this. This is just something I was sitting here playing with, and you know, it's the Apache Tears pattern.
It's the Apache Tears. It's beautiful.
So far back that I can't find the originator really of the pattern. And it's been done over and over. I feel like, as long as, if I'm showing this, as long as I say this is Apache Tears and it's not my pattern, but these are the colors I'm doing it in, and if I've got a twist, I think that's okay. But that's my opinion. But I think there are so many things out there. I don't know. I love mosaic crochet, and I don't know if you've done it, but there's a woman on Facebook and YouTube her name's Tina or Tinna some store. She's got like these 3 names that I can't say, so I'm just going to tell you that.
Okay.
She designs her own mosaic patterns, and they are phenomenal.
Wow.
Phenomenal. And I would never provide instruction on one of her patterns because she's an active YouTuber who
is designing.
Who's a designer. Yeah.
Right.
Show mine, because it says she gives specific guidelines in her patterns. You can show them, you can sell up to this point, but you cannot claim that any part of this is
right.
So.
Well, and that's different than something like Apache Tears, like, you know, the corner to corner, although there are 50 million corner to corner tutorials out there. I always feel like, why would we reinvent the wheel? There aren't that many on the Apache Tears, and it's a beautiful design, but it has been around long enough. I believe that it's one of those that you shouldn't, there's nothing to be ashamed of doing a tutorial on that beautiful blanket.
Oh,
that's a gorgeous blanket.
And can you see if you can see this?
Yeah.
Several people have asked me about my duster. I've completed a tutorial on that, Dana.
Yes.
Simply double crochet. I mean, there's no, all it is telling them how to get the neckline right and how many lines. It's not a proprietary pattern.
Right.
Even when I provide it as a tutorial, even though it came from my head, somebody else there's done.
Right.
It's basic, because it's just double crochet. So I think I've got a pretty good grasp now, having talked to you and to other fellow YouTubers about what I can and cannot show. I mean, my Franken skull pattern, that came from me. I sat and designed that on the computer before.
Yeah.
And
it's absolutely yours.
So I think I've got a pretty good handle on that. But I was watching today, so we're back to the questions. Pet peeves. I was watching today.
Oh, pet peeves.
I was watching. I guess my pet peeve is it stuff that really needs to be put on YouTube?
Right? Yeah, there's that. There's that. My pet peeve is using crochet or whatever your beautiful craft or fiber art is about as an excuse to build a YouTube channel. So to me, those channels are about what the subscribers can do for them rather than what they can do for their subscribers. I think their heart's in the wrong spot.
I listened to your live, and it was before I came on the scene, I think about a month, but I didn't listen to it till just this week. And your pet peeve, it was definitely those people who say, I'm going to give you this, but you like it, have to like and share and subscribe. And
oh, yeah.
I do that, Dana. Oh, no.
You know, I was in the beginning, it's like, okay, you got to like, you got to share, you got to leave a comment, you got to be a subscriber and all that. I did that, not thinking, you know, as I get more into it, it's more about, you know, I'm so amazed at these wonderful people who are coming to watch my videos. I'm in awe of them. And it's just kind of a progression of, my opinion has progressed since I started the channel. I did the same thing, you know, and others, you know, if they want people to subscribe, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's just that, you know, I have a crochet channel, let's do a live, and I'm just going to sit here and read off what everybody's saying. I'm going to turn it into a grow channel. And it's like, really? Did you crochet anything today?
Oh my gosh. So like I said, I don't watch a lot of lives. I did watch yours. Right. And I'm like,
okay.
I was like, oh,
thank you.
Well, I didn't. Yours was before I came on the scene. So I think it was 3 months ago, right before I started a YouTube channel. So
yeah.
I'd never even really been on YouTube.
Right. And you're like, oh, there's so many little social innuendos and unwritten rules. And I know
what do I do?
she won't like if I ask them to subscribe.
Watching Jada in Stitches, and I don't mind you saying her name because I love Jada in Stitches.
I love Jada.
They are amazing, and they have a live, and they have what are they called?
Super chat.
Super chats. And
Yes.
so I was paying attention, and I listened to it the other day, and I heard him say what a super chat was, and I'm like, okay, so
Right.
somebody's supporting their channel so that they're
Right.
well guaranteed that Jada will answer that question. I'm okay with that. But then
Right.
flip on YouTube tonight. My husband and I are sitting there, and all of a sudden I see this young lady who has had breast enhancements, and she's probably 25, and she's playing a game. And every time somebody hits the super chat to pay her $5, she starts shaking her top in a certain manner at the camera. And I told my husband, who, by the way, gets very embarrassed. He is very modest man. And I said, look at
Right.
this. Look at what this girl is doing. I was totally shocked. What is going on YouTube? I just thought we were going to be doing a little crochet.
I know.
I'm going to ask you the last question. My question to you is, if you could be any handcrafted item anywhere in the world, what and where would you be? And I'm going to tell you first, though, that mine, I would be a granny square blanket, and I would be on the couch of the Graham Norton show. Have you ever seen Graham Norton?
Maybe once.
They
Maybe
are
once.
naughty. They are naughty, naughty, naughty. And
Oh, is this kind of like a Benny Hill kind of?
no, he's like Johnny Carson. Only he's
Okay, I love Johnny Carson.
but he's the British version, so there's not a lot of censorship. And he has,
Yeah.
I mean, he has all our US stars that come over there. He gave the last interview with Carrie Fisher. They were friends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He has all these people, Dame Judy and all these British stars. And then he has, all these American stars, and they sit on the couch, on this big, beautiful couch, and they have the time of their lives. And so I would be the granny square blanket just laying right across it so I could absorb all that fun and all that.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Your turn.
Well, I don't have as fun of an answer as you. I would be an heirloom piece blanket spread out over a king-size bed on a Wyoming ranch.
Oh, that is just as good because
Yeah.
it evokes well because Kevin Costner's in that area a lot now.
Yellowstone. And well, I wasn't thinking quite that along those lines, but just being an heirloom piece on a Wyoming ranch on a big log bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
how beautiful would that be, and how beautiful and exciting. I love it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it'll be fun as this program develops to see what other people say. But yeah, that's kind of how I want to end the shows. Is
Okay.
finding out what you will be and where.
Okay. Well, I want to be on a Wyoming cattle ranch.
I love it. So, do you have any questions for me, Miss Dana?
No. But I just again wanted to say that I'm really impressed with you and where your heart is with your channel. And
Thank
your
you.
content is very rich.
Thank you so much. And for our audience who will be coming Saturday night, I just fully believe it. If you have not watched Dana and Dooley, if you have not subscribed, and I know you don't like that, but I have to do it because I feel like
That's fine.
they'll miss so much great, rich content if they don't hit that bell. But for those of you who haven't, please run out and do that because she is an amazing woman.
Oh, thank you so much.
Dana, thank you so much for being here.
This has been fun.
I will talk to you soon.
All right. Have a good night.
And then I will let you know about
Okay.
other stuff.
Okay. Thank you. Dooley and I are going to go to bed.
As always, have a good night.